What is going on, guys? It is WrestleMania here, back with another video. The wrestling world is full of baby faces who are the epitome of heroes. But what follows are 10 real life heroes from wrestling, individuals who saved someone's life and or prevented bad things from happening. Number 1. Perry Saturn. This is a story of a guy who took multiple bullets to stop someone from being raped. In April 2004, Saturn was driving with his girlfriend when he heard a commotion and investigated. Saturn saw two men trying to rape a woman and took action, going after the woman's assailants. During the melee, what Saturn thought were punches being leveled at him were actually gunshot wounds. Undaunted, Saturn saved the woman, but not without injury to himself. During his recovery from the gunshot wounds, he battled drug addiction, but after a long recovery, he's getting back on his feet, proving heroism comes from many forms. Number 2. Chris Masters. While WWE fans were used to booing the masterpiece, you'd be hard pressed to find anyone booing Chris Masters after he saved his mom from a fiery fright. Things looked grim when a man barricaded himself into Masters' home, vowing to set the place on fire if anyone interfered. The masterpiece called the police, only for the madman to carry out his promise, setting the home on fire. In a moment of Greek myth, Masters uprooted a tree, hurling it through a window. Masters then pulled his mom through the window while the police took care of her assailant, likely saving him from a post-rescue beatdown by Masters. Number 3. Buddy Rogers. The late great nature boy Buddy Rogers proved you can be a hero at any age. While Rogers didn't save anyone's life, we think his actions are heroic enough for an inclusion on our list. Here, the 68 years old Rogers was in a Florida sub shop minding his own business when he saw a 29-year-old punk verbally abusing two female employees. According to a 1992 story, Rogers asked the man to let him eat his sub in peace, when things took a turn for the worse after the hooligan called Rogers an old man and challenged him. I pushed him against a wall and he picked up a chair and threw it at me. Then I unloaded. I gave him a shot and he must have flown 5 feet into a refrigerator. Then I nailed him in the stomach and he flew into the kitchen. Then he held onto my hair and said, "Stop it, stop it." The man ran for his life while Rogers needed to get stitched up. His biggest wound was to his pride after being called an old man. Number 4. Bam Bigelow. When Scott Bigelow wrestled as Bam Bigelow, he was known for his colourful tattoos of flames on his head. Ironically, Bigelow had a close encounter with flames in the summer of 2000 when he selflessly rescued 3 kids from a burning building. While most people would have been running away from the fire, Bam ran in, saving the kids but not without suffering burns over 40% of his body. The Beast from the East would spend 2 months in the hospital recovering from the injuries. Number 5. Chuck Palumbo. The motorcycle and automobile enthusiast was driving through a rural portion near El Cajon, California, when he reportedly spotted a car on its side and proceeded to save a female driver in jeopardy. The woman's arm was stuck under the side of the car, but that didn't stop Palumbo from rescuing her, lifting the car just enough to free her. According to several sources, Palumbo left the scene when he determined the woman was stable and a fire truck arrived on the scene. Number 6. Mr. Perfect Curt Hennig. Hennig became close friends with baseball great Wade Boggs after the third baseman appeared on one of Hennig's Mr. Perfect vignettes in 1988. When Boggs inducted Hennig into the 2007 WWE Hall of Fame, he tearfully recalled the day Hennig saved his life. In 2001, the two men were hunting when Boggs became ensnared in barbed wire. Boggs told Hennig to go get help, but Hennig refused. Instead, he rescued Boggs and carried him back to safety. A doctor later told the two men Boggs would have bled to death if Hennig hadn't taken immediate action. Number 7. Shaul Davari. Davari leapt into action during a ride on the light rail to Minneapolis-St. Paul International Airport. The 2012 incident saw a drunk passenger insulting and threatening other passengers until Davari sprang into action, diffusing a dangerous situation by applying a rear naked choke to the malcontent. When the train made its next stop, Davari and another passenger threw the guy off the train. Number 8. Bray Wyatt, an honourable mention for Crime Time's JTG. What started off as a quest to dish out a beatdown turned into a life-saving rescue after wrestlers JTG and Bray Wyatt's car was sideswiped by a reckless driver. According to a 2017 story, JTG revealed the incident in his book, recalling how he and Bray drove off after the car only to watch the driver lose control and the car roll over 6 times. Bray approached the smoking car, pulling out a female passenger, while JTG watched. JTG notes, "I didn't want to be nowhere near that ticking time bomb." but I couldn't leave my boy Bray hanging, so I grew some balls and went over to the car to help him out. We pulled the driver out and got her away from the teenage swiping stupid asshole mobile. We sat her down next to her friend. You would think these guys would be thanking the shit out of us for saving their lives. The two WWE heroes called the police and took off. JTG claims Wyatt never mentioned the incident, not wanting any praise. Number 9. CM Punk. Not too long ago, we talked about Joey Mercury's long battle with addiction. What we didn't tell you was that Mercury's colleague CM Punk actually wrote a 6-figure check to Mercury so he wouldn't lose his home, undoubtedly putting Mercury's mind at ease while he was at a low point in his life. He bounced back, and we think Punk's generous gift provided some much needed stability for Mercury. And number 10. Diamond Dallas Page. People can die in an instant while others waste away due to substance abuse. Diamond Dallas Page has been instrumental in helping some of his colleagues overcome their personal demons through his generosity and motivation with his DDP yoga. DDP helped Jake the Snake Roberts and Scott Hall, two men who each had one foot in the grave. While Roberts and Hall deserve credit for their dedication to sobriety, DDP should be applauded for reaching out to them and standing by them through their journey. Well guys, there you have it. 10 real life heroes in wrestling. Did we manage to miss any out? Let us know in the comments below, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.